Friday, November 8, 2024. Los Angeles. A Grammy Award-winning Chicago rapper has been charged in a superseding federal grand jury indictment, alleging he conspired with others to murder a rival rapper, resulting in the shooting death of the rival's relative that occurred at a gas station near the Beverly Center shopping mall in Los Angeles in August 2022, the Justice Department announced today. Durk Banks, 32, aka Lil Durk, Blood, and Mustafa Abdul Malik of Chicago, is charged with 1 count of conspiracy, 1 count of use of interstate facilities to commit murder for hire resulting in death, and 1 count of using, carrying, and discharging firearms and a machine gun and possession of such firearms in furtherance of a crime of violence resulting in death. The indictment adds 2 felony charges against Banks, who previously was charged via criminal complaint in this case. The 4-count superseding indictment, returned late Thursday, adds Banks as the lead defendant to a previous indictment returned October 17 and charging the following defendants in connection with the August 2022 murder. Kevin London Grant, 28, aka Cuz, and Vonnie of Atlanta. DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, 33, aka Duh of Chicago. Keith Jones, 33, aka Flocka of Gary, Indiana. David Brian Lindsay, 33, aka Brownies, of Addison, Illinois, and Asa Houston, 36, aka Boogie, of Chicago. Banks was arrested on October 17 near Miami International Airport after law enforcement learned that Banks had been booked on multiple international flights. A federal magistrate judge in Miami has ordered him jailed without bond until he is transferred to Los Angeles for arraignment. All 6 defendants, none of whom has yet entered a plea to the charges, are expected to be arraigned in United States District Court in downtown Los Angeles in the coming weeks. According to the superseding indictment, in 2010, Banks formed an organization called Only the Family, OTF, which, among other things, produced and sold hip-hop music from artists primarily from the Chicago area. OTF also acted as an association in fact of individuals who engaged in violence, including murder and assault, at Banks' direction and to maintain their status in OTF. Banks feuded with a victim, identified in court documents as TB. The feud stemmed from a November 6, 2020 murder in which an associate of TB shot and killed an OTF rapper named Devon Bennett, aka King Von. Bennett and Banks were close friends. In response to Bennett's murder, Banks allegedly put a bounty on TB's life. On August 19, 2022, several OTF members and associates used 2 vehicles and worked in tandem to track, stalk, and attempt to murder TB for hours, culminating in a shooting at a gasoline station located near the Beverly Center shopping mall. The co-conspirators used multiple guns, including a machine gun, and fired at least 18 rounds at TB's vehicle, striking and killing a victim identified in court documents as SR, who was TB's family member who had been traveling with TB. Banks allegedly ordered TB's murder, and the hitmen used money from Banks and OTF-related finances to carry out the hit. Bank and flight records show that an OTF member and close associate of Banks coordinated and paid for 5 co-conspirators to travel from Chicago to California on the day before the murder. Around the time the one-way flights were purchased, Banks told the OTF associate booking the flights, "Don't book no flights under no names involved with me." The same day the hitmen traveled from Chicago to California, Banks also traveled to California in a private jet with another conspirator, Kevin London Grant, 28, aka Cuz, and Vonnie. Later that day, Grant allegedly purchased ski masks for the shooters to use to commit the murder and paid, using a credit card in Banks' name, for the other co-conspirators' hotel room. Mr. Banks is charged with orchestrating a cold-blooded murder that resulted in the death of a rival's family member, said United States Attorney Martin Estrada. Not only that, the shooting occurred in the open, at a gas station at a busy intersection, endangering many others in the area. Violent gun crime of this sort is devastating to our community, and we will have zero tolerance for those who perpetrate such callous acts of violence. The apprehension of Mr. Banks as he attempted to leave the United States is once again proof that the FBI and our extraordinary partners at the Los Angeles Police Department have a long reach, said Akil Davis, Assistant Director in charge of the FBI Los Angeles Field Office. No excuse can justify this violent act, and let me be clear, While you're going about your life, thinking you got away with it, the FBI is piecing together the facts that will serve as your undoing. Cases like these that span multiple states and jurisdictions are complicated and can oftentimes only be resolved through the collaboration of multiple departments, said Los Angeles Police Chief Dominic Troy. This arrest is the culmination of the combined efforts of our partners in the U.S. Attorney's Office, the FBI, and LAPD's Operation West Bureau homicide detectives, who discovered that Durk, aka Lil Durk, was involved in this heinous murder. The hundreds of hours spent on the investigation included surveillance, authoring numerous search warrants, using forensic technology, and tireless investigative travel and collaboration alongside our federal partners led to this arrest. I am appreciative of the dedication of those involved. The other 5 defendants are in federal custody in Illinois after their initial court appearances in Chicago. They remain charged with 1 count of conspiracy, 1 count of use of interstate facilities to commit murder for hire resulting in death, and 1 count of using, carrying, and discharging firearms and a machine gun, and possession of such firearms in furtherance of a crime of violence resulting in death. Jones faces an additional count of possession of a machine gun. An indictment contains allegations that a defendant has committed a crime. Every defendant is presumed to be innocent until and unless proven guilty in court. If convicted, all the defendants would face a statutory maximum sentence of life in federal prison. The FBI and the Los Angeles Police Department are investigating this matter. Assistant United States Attorneys Ian V. Yaniello of the Terrorism and Export Crime Section, Daniel H. Weiner of the International Narcotics, Money Laundering and Racketeering Section, and Gregory W. Staples of the Orange County Office are prosecuting this case.